Alright, what is going on, everybody? It is your boy Connors, your Primitive AK here, back with another video for you guys today. We have the Season 4 Reloaded patch notes for Warzone specifically. These notes are going to be focused on content that's going to be dropping for Warzone, as well as weapon balancing, and this is potentially the biggest list of patches we have ever seen in Call of Duty history. There is a lot of information here, so grab a drink, have a seat. We got a lot of notes to go through. We're going to try to get through as much of it as humanly possible in a short time frame without making this video too long. So if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys leave a like and subscribe. So update for July 14th. This is the Season 4 Reloaded update, which is going to contain a Blueprint Blitz mode, a limited time event where it gives you contraband weapons that were previously unlocked through challenges and other in-game events. So this will be a short little event that will allow you to unlock a lot of these weapons that you could not get previously. Payload is a brand new mode that's going to be coming to Warzone. It's essentially going to be 2 teams of 20 players against each other in a race against time. Players drop 2 caravans of vehicles through a series of checkpoints or sabotage the mission, build or destroy barriers. It's basically like a 20v20 style mode, which is pretty interesting. I'll definitely be giving that a shot. Moving on, we also have some updates to the red doors. They don't suggest what exactly these red doors are going to be doing in this update, but it says they're going to appear in Redacted and take you to Redacted. So probably just going to be taking you to new locations. We have brand new prestige emblems and calling cards and emblems, and the kill chain perk now increases the chance to obtain all Warzone perks from loot, which is pretty interesting. I might actually be giving kill chain a shot in Warzone. We'll see. We also have new gulag loadouts, which is going to be added. The new sentry gun kill streak can be found in red door control rooms only. We also have the specialist token, which is now slightly more common in core BR. The combat build kill streak damage has been increased, and players will now drop their current equipment directly behind them when looting a loadout drop as well. Vertical camera movement will no longer be locked when sliding on a downward slope, and Dirt Bike got a few updates as well. You can also do wheelies on the bikes now, which is pretty interesting, so nice that they added something like that. We have a bunch of bug fixes, which we're not really going to be going through too much here, but just kind of highlighting some of the biggest one here. They fixed an issue with the TAC Rifle Charlie, where its maximum reserve ammo capacity was 150 instead of 210. They fixed an issue with the 120 Hz mode on PS5, where it wasn't operating properly. They fixed a couple issues with the dev errors. That was something that a lot of people were complaining about. They fixed some issues with the graphics cards displaying shadows incorrectly, and a bunch of other changes here. We're not really going to go through any of these because these aren't really too important. Most people probably didn't even know that these things existed, so we're not really going to cover those too much. But if you do want to read them, notes to these will be in the description because we have a lot more that we need to cover here. Accessibility issues here were also addressed. They fixed some issues with the chat box, displaying message at a certain time frame. So that's mostly just accessibility issues. We're not really going to worry too much about that. And also, moving on, they have a new sound alert and audio cue when messages are received from other players, so you'll get like a nice little notification, kind of like how Steam does their thing as well, where it gives you a notification when you've received a message, which is pretty good there. Moving on, DLC weapons that will be added to Warzone, which are already in Cold War, from my recent video. If you guys would like to check gameplay of that, link will be in the description. The OTS-9 SMG will be available in Warzone, and also the Mace melee weapon will be available later throughout the season. Big shout out to one of my subs. He actually has this weapon early, so we'll be showcasing that at a later date. Now, this is the big note here. We have a lot of patch notes here. Like I said, buckle down. There's a lot to cover. So if you guys remember from a while ago, Raven actually stated that they're trying to increase the or decrease the time to kill across the board. So instead of doing a blanket nerf to all the weapons in the game, what they did was they individually tuned every single weapon to make it so that way the time to kill is a lot longer across the board, so that way you don't have this feeling of dying in a matter of 2 shots, which is very good to see here. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into it. It's a lot of notes. So the AK-47, every weapon in these patch notes got a nerf, just so you guys are aware. Everything got nerfed. So the AK-47 headshot multiplier decreased to 1.5. Upper torso decreased to literally 1. AK-47, the Modern Warfare version, got the upper torso multiplier decreased to 1.1. The C58 headshot multiplier decreased to 1.58. Upper torso multiplier 1, and upper and lower down to 1. Maximum damage range increased by 8%. Recoil increased. The AMAX got a slight little buff to its headshot multiplier to 1.55, and the upper torso multiplier decreased to 1. Assault Rifle Bravo Modern Warfare headshot multiplier decreased to 1.62, upper torso multiplier decreased to 1.1. The FARA got a maximum damage decrease to 29, recoil also increased across the board. FAMAS got a nerf as well. Headshot multiplier decreased to 1.4, maximum damage decreased to 25, and minimum damage decreased to 23. Maximum damage range decreased by 20%. Neck multiplier increased to 1.2, and assault rifle Golf upper torso multiplier decreased to 1.1. The Growl 5.56 minimum damage has been increased to 24. That gun was trash, so I can see why they buffed this one. The Groza got a maximum damage decrease to 27, and maximum damage range on the Groza increased to 4.5. Headshot multiplier decreased to 1.5. Upper torso multiplier and lower torso decreased to 1.12 and 1. Recoil pattern has also been smoothed out as well with this weapon. The Krig also received a slight little buff in minimum damage increased to 26, so that's pretty interesting. M13 increased to 20 damage. That gun was... I'm sorry, this M13 is still going to be trash. Just looking at this, I know it's not going to be enough. The Assault Rifle Charlie maximum and minimum damage increase and decrease to 27 and 23. The Odin got a slight nerf for no reason whatsoever. Decreased down to 1.2 for its upper torso damage. The QBZ got a nice little nerf as well. Minimum damage increased, or it got a nerf and a buff. So its minimum damage was increased from 22 to 24. Base move speed reduced by 3%. Base ADS speed move reduced by 3%. Base ADS move speed reduced by 5%. Upper and lower torso multiplier increased from 1.1 to now 1.2, and lower torso multiplier increased from 1 to 1.1. Ram 7 maximum damage has been decreased down to 26. XM4 maximum and minimum damage decreased from 32 to 30, 28 to 27. ADS speed decreased slightly. Recoil increased slightly. Light machine guns, M60 got a maximum damage increase to 37. Headshot multiplier increased up to 1.6. Maximum and minimum damage on the MG34 decreased to 29 and also 27. Headshot multiplier decreased to 1.4. Upper torso multiplier decreased to 1. MG82 ADS speed decreased slightly, and also the LMG Alpha, which is MW. I'm not sure what that weapon is exactly. Maximum damage increased from 31 to 32, and range has been decreased by 7%. Lower torso multiplier, or upper torso multiplier, decreased to 1. The SA-87 upper torso multiplier decreased to 1.1. This weapon was kind of already good. I don't really feel the need that they had to nerf this one, so it wasn't really that good because of its ADS speed, so this nerf was kind of pointless in my opinion. And the LMG gun Alpha, maximum damage decreased to 33. Upper torso multiplier decreased to 1. Sniper rifles, the Swiss K31 ADS animation updated, now shares the base reticle with the ZRG. Submachine guns got a huge list of changes here, so we'll try to skim through majority of these. Long story short, AK-74U got a range nerf here, and also a damage nerf, so you guys can see it here. The Submachine Gun Alpha received a minimum damage increase as well to 26, which I believe is the... I'm not too sure which weapon this is. Somebody... I think that might be the MP5. The Bullfrog also got a slight little nerf as well across the board, but it's also its multiplier for the arms and the legs received a slight little buff. The KSP-45, which is a pretty decent weapon, got its headshot multiplier nuked down to 1.57. LC-10 got a big nerf down to 27 damage from 30 and 24 minimum damage from 25. And also its headshot multiplier slightly decreased to 1.55. MAC-10 also got a maximum damage decrease from 24 to 23, and minimum damage now down from 20 down to 19. Milano got a slight little nerf as well after it just got buffed, which is unfortunate. Its headshot multiplier decreased to 1.38. Maximum damage range decreased by 12%. Upper and torso down to 1.1 and 1. Submachine Gun Alpha, maximum and minimum damage decrease from 33 to 31 and 25 to 24. Nail Gun got a huge nerf again, down to 46 damage, 1.45 headshot multiplier, and torso multiplier down to 1. Submachine gun Echo got a nerf as well. Maximum damage and minimum down to 34, and minimum damage increase actually up to 26. PPSH nerfed down to 26 damage. ISO maximum damage increase. This is actually nice to see an ISO buff here. I actually did cover this a long time ago. I might recover it again. Submachine gun Delta max minimum damage increase to 26. Fennec got a nerf 25 to 24, and minimum damage down to 19. Tactical rifles, Tac Rifle Charlie, which is the, I believe is the AUG, headshot multiplier decreased to 1.7, Carve 2 down to 1.6, and M16 down to 1.6. They also fixed some of the optics with greater magnification, will now state that they have an optic glint, so good that they fixed the glint there. We have a brand new operator, which will be dropping later throughout the season, which is Weaver, NATO throughout the season, obtainable in Warzone as part of the Tracer Pack Weaver Operator Bundle. We'll be covering this at a later time. We also have a Spec Ops Pro Pack, which will be included at a later date. And lastly, for your update sizes, you guys are curious what the update size is. It's going to be 8.9 on PS5, 8.9 on PS4, 9.2 on Xbox One, 9.2 on Xbox One Series X, PCs 9.2 Warzone only, and 10.4 for Warzone and Modern Warfare owners. You will also need 12.4 to 12.9 gigabytes of additional space on the drive to cover, you know, just copying and whatnot. But for those that are curious, it was stated over on Twitter, on Charlie Intel's Twitter. I'll link the tweet if I can find it. But for those that are curious about the CX-9 and the raw SMG, or in the raw LMG, these will actually be dropping later throughout the season as confirmed, or not confirmed, but more or less teased, saying that they have more in store in terms of weapons later throughout the season. So this is proof that the CX-9 was a weapon that was in the game and actually taken out, and this will be dropping in the game at a later time. So I'm quite excited to give that a shot. But anyways, guys, that was a lot of notes there. Let me know what you guys think about these overall blanket changes to the game. I think it's an overall good thing that they're trying to increase the time to kill. But anyways, guys, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Thanks for hanging around if you made it this far, and it's your boy Connor, your Primitive AK, signing out. Peace out, fellas.